up, guys? Darth Slogo here. Gonna try to get a video. I hadn't done one in a little while now. A little over a week, I think. Not really sure. Sorry it takes so long, but I have a real job and other responsibilities, and this is just for fun. Gonna try to make this as quick as I can and consolidate a lot of information into this. I already recorded this video once, and it was like 25 minutes long, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to consolidate this down. A lot of stuff going on I'm going to try to cover here. Take a deep breath. Alright, so with Star Wars, because I'm actually going to cover some Marvel stuff here too. Star Wars. A lot of stuff going on. I don't want to get too much into the George Lucas and Bob Iger thing. Everybody already knows about all that. George Lucas set himself up to fail. Bob Iger took advantage of it. It is what it is. It's business. Do I agree with what Bob Iger did? No. But do I think it was dumb for George Lucas to do it the way that he did it? Yes, I do. That being said, I think there are some possibilities to deal with there as far as Kathleen Kennedy is concerned. You have to keep in mind that this woman worked with George Lucas for years. She was hand-selected by George Lucas to be his successor to preserve his vision of Star Wars. And it's starting to look like now that, you know, a lot of these things may not have been all Kathleen Kennedy. And you know, everybody knows that she had something to do with it as far as like the Force is female and all that kind of BS. But as far as the direction that the story went and the things, just the way that everything has been handled and the fact that Bob Iger is a lot more involved with these movies than we may have thought, then it all comes down to him. Even if Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson put forth this crap movie, you know, Bob Iger is making it seem like him and Alan Horn are a lot more involved in that process than what you would think. And if that's the case, it makes them a lot more responsible for the state of Star Wars right now. And maybe there's not as much blame due to Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe she's not as responsible for this as we may have thought. If that is the case, then there's a lot of explaining to do on Bob Iger's part, but you know, here or there. So there's some rumors going around about Kevin Feige, a Star Wars movie with Kathleen Kennedy and all that, and it's going to happen. It's actually pretty much for the most part confirmed. But you know, there's a lot of people that are like super geeked out about that. Oh, that's awesome. You know, so on and so forth, and it could be, it might be, I mean, who knows. And then there's a lot of people that aren't excited about it at all. I think that because of the state of Star Wars, there are more people that are just like, okay, I'm gonna just see how this goes. They're not excited, they're not pissed off about it, they're just reluctant. And you know, and maybe that's the key word for Star Wars right now, is a lot of the fans are reluctant. No matter which side you stand on, both sides are very reluctant when it comes to Star Wars right now. Yeah, I mean, I think that Kevin Feige could do a good Star Wars movie with Kathleen Kennedy. You know, he did great with Marvel. There's only one real complaint that anybody, or large complaint that anyone has with Marvel. I mean, there was things in some of the movies that everyone didn't like or everyone didn't agree with, but as a whole, the Marvel, the MCU is extremely successful. And you know, and that's great. And a lot of that is due to Kevin Feige. So him coming across the hall, literally walking across the hall to do a film in Star Wars, you know, It actually does make sense, as the article has said. So do I think it'll be a good movie? Probably, as long as it doesn't get too much in the wrong direction. And by the wrong direction, no, I don't mean the woman direction. I mean, it's, you know, when you intentionally try to make something, when you try to force something, it just doesn't work well. And that was the problem with that movie right there. As far as the Marvel timeline went, and that story, the outline went, they actually had all of those phases outlined ahead of time. They didn't do what Star Wars did. They actually had a plan of what they were doing, and you know, all of those movies were planned to be in there from the get-go, from the very beginning. Yes, even Black Panther. There's been some people that said, oh, well, they just decided to do Black Panther because people were complaining there weren't any black superheroes. No, that is BS. It's been stated by them many times that Black Panther was in the storyline the whole time from the very beginning, but all of the movies had to fall into a certain place in time. That's why that was done the way that it was. There was only one character in the Marvel Universe that was not planned to be in that story at all, and they had to rewrite things to put that character in there. That one. All right. Captain Marvel was not planned to be in there. Honestly, it was forced in. It's been noted that it was not written to be in there in the beginning, that it was forced in, basically. And even in Endgame, they had to come up with some kind of explanation, so they gave about a 40-second deal of, oh, well, you know, everybody else didn't have the Avengers, so while y'all were all here playing on Earth, I was saving the rest of the universe and helping them. You know, the worst explanation ever, and the worst forced entry of, you know, a character ever. And to sit there and say that this is a strong female character is not necessarily a lie. I mean, she played strong female character well, I guess. But to act like that they are inventing the wheel with this character when you've had strong female characters for many years. You know, you got movies like Alien, Terminator, Sarah Connor. You know, the list is endless. It really is. But I think it's completely disrespectful for them to act like that they were, you know, cutting the wheel, you know, inventing the wheel here, and when you're not. But do I think, as far as Marvel, the MCU goes, I find it very funny that everything that was going on with Spider-Man, and I think everybody that has any brains between their ears had to know that at some point Marvel and Sony were going to work that out. I actually spoke with my wife earlier about that today. And she said the same thing, that, you know, well, we kind of always knew that they were going to work that out. By the way, babe, love you. Hope you're taking care of yourself over there in Iraq. But I find it very funny that with all the things going on with Spider-Man, that Kevin Feige literally walks across the hall at Disney to tell Kathleen Kennedy, hey, you know, that stuff we talked about a while back, yeah, let's make a movie. Let's do a Star Wars movie. I want to do a Star Wars movie. Next thing you know, and he's also talking about bringing a particular actor with him that reportedly worked with him in the MCU to work with him in Star Wars. And I'm sorry, but you'd have to be an idiot to not think that was, I mean, there's no way that's not going to be Tom Holland. All right, Robert Downey Jr. is not coming to Star Wars. Iron Man's not coming to Star Wars. Thor's not coming to Star Wars. You know, those, you know, it's just not going to happen. Tom Holland fits that bill perfectly. And when they started talking about this, and it became news, all of a sudden Sony works out a deal with Marvel where Marvel gets Spider-Man back. That just seems, man, the timing on that is just very funny. But, so, you know, what kind of connections do you think could be there? Do you guys think that there's a connection between Kevin Feige saying he was going to do a Star Wars movie and Marvel getting Spider-Man back that quickly? And all of this happening together? And someone else tell me, what do you think about Bob Iger coming out with this book right before Star Wars is about to start revving up, you know, with the trailer, the TV spots and all that? He's going to come out with this damn book that he makes himself out to be the villain. This is the dumbest thing ever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's people that say that Disney is trying to kill Star Wars. I don't really believe that. But maybe Bob Iger is. You know, because he's retiring shortly. So maybe he's trying to sink his own ship before he leaves. It really makes no sense what he's doing, releasing that book when he did. And like I said too, as far as releases go, I still feel like this movie would have been better received and been a better release if it had been released after Endgame. This should have probably been the first movie after Endgame instead of Spider-Man. It would have been better to do that movie to kind of, you're starting the new phase, you could have done that. And you basically brought her in to have her, in Brie Larson's defense, she took a lot of flack because people thought they were going to force her in there to come in and be the big hero and save everything. And Captain Marvel really didn't do anything in Endgame. I mean, not really, not significant. I mean, Tony Stark wound up saving the day. It stirred up a bunch of bullshit for no reason. And when they could have had this character start out the next phase of the MCU. It really makes no sense to me. But yeah, guys, leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you want to do. I don't care. I care, but it makes no difference. Subscribe, please subscribe, and give me your thoughts and your opinions on what I had to say today. What you think about strong female characters. What you think about what Bob Iger did. What you think about what George Lucas did. You know, he is partially responsible for that. And like I said, please subscribe, leave comments. And thank you guys. I'll try to get another video out as quick as I can. Thank you.